Hey guys, welcome to another video. For today, I'm actually going to be doing a video game review. I know I haven't done one of those in a long time. Um, this is kind of a game that's going to basically eventually be a collector's item. It's not a collector's item yet just because it's still in the marketplace and everything. But today, for a game review, I'm reviewing Super Mario 3D All-Stars for the Nintendo Switch. I have my game card for the game right there. The actual package I bought this in is kind of floating around somewhere, and I don't want to go looking for it. But that's the game card. That's what it's going to look like when you take it out of the package. So that's going to be my review for you today. Um, it's basically just a game that's going to be a collection of games. You know, how did I feel about it? What could Nintendo have done differently? I basically, I wouldn't say I've reviewed all three of these games necessarily, but I basically have probably talked about these games at one point or another here on my channel at some point. So for the review, mostly it's going to be about the game itself. How does the collection feel? What could they have done better and differently? What kind of special features are on here that are present that could be better and things like that. So that's basically where this game review is going to go today. So in Super Mario 3D All-Stars, you get Super Mario 64, you get Super Mario Sunshine, and you get Super Mario Galaxy all in the same game. Um, you also get the soundtracks for all three of those games in the same game card. So whether you want to choose one of those three games or listen to the soundtrack, you have basically six different features I would say in this game to basically choose from. Um, but as far as games go, there's only three of them. So I really like Super Mario Galaxy. It's kind of always been a favorite of mine. I would say it's probably one of my more favorite Mario titles. Even though I really like Super Mario 64 as well, it's probably my second favorite game on this card. Probably the unpopular opinion, I'm not a huge Super Mario Sunshine fan. It's not a bad game. It's not a great game either. I think it's a good game. I think it's an okay. It's good leading into okay. It's kind of in that category for me where it's not a classic necessarily. It's not a bad game. It's not a failure. But I think there are certain things about Super Mario Sunshine, for me personally, that didn't quite work as well as it did for other people. I thought the whole water pack thing was kind of very gimmicky. The gimmick kind of worn off for me after a couple of levels in it. It was a nice try from Nintendo at the time. You can definitely tell we already had a 3D Mario game. What can we do differently? What can we do different? You know, what can we do to make it expand the world of it and things like that. So obviously, you know, things have sticked around from it, like Isle Delfino and all that other stuff from other Mario games that have happened later on. But I think the whole water pack thing they kind of ditched after this game. I can kind of see why. Um, it didn't come back in Super Mario Galaxy or anything like that. So you can definitely tell why they kind of put it on a shelf forever and kind of be like, you know, we've tried it. We tried to do something different for the GameCube at the time, and it worked, but we're not going to do it again. So you can definitely tell it had that kind of a feeling to it, and that's kind of where it kind of fell for me at the time too. Is even in 2002, I'm like, you know, it's cool that we have another Mario adventure game. Probably could ditch the water pack next time. Let's not go that route again. So that's kind of how I feel about the overall games themselves. You know, Super Mario 64 is a classic. I think one of my first analog stick 3D games I've ever played. Um, Played that game for hours on end. Just for looking for power stars all the time. I'm definitely one of those weird people that likes to collect 100 coins each world so I can get a star just for collecting the 100 coins and things like that. So Super Mario 64, I've never had issues with. I really like the game. Probably one of my favorite N64 games, which is I know I'm probably in the minority because I know most people either choose GoldenEye or Ocarina of Time for their favorite Nintendo 64 game. But yeah, like I said, Mario Sunshine liked it, didn't love it, and then Mario Galaxy absolutely loved. Probably one of my favorite games on the Nintendo Wii. Really used the Wii remote really well at the time. We had great state of the art graphics. I like the variety of levels in that game and things like that. So that's kind of how I feel about all three of those games. So for my positive and negatives of Super Mario 3D All Stars, things I really like that they did with it, things that I think could have been done differently. Let's kind of go over some of those things. So I like how you have three classic games in one. You have three games. Two of them have never been on a portable system before. So, like I said, Mario Galaxy, this is its first time being on a portable system like the Switch. Same with Super Mario Sunshine. That's never been on a handheld before. It was always on the GameCube until this game came out. So cool to see both of those titles in a portable fashion now. Mario 64 had kind of its own little portable version on the DS with Super Mario 64 DS, but now it's kind of on a handheld again, and they kind of enhanced it with the sound and everything like that. So three classic games in one. Can't go wrong with that. So if you're a Mario collector like I am, if you just love Super Mario in general, the $60 price tag isn't going to look too bad when you have three classic games in one set. And like I said, this is a portable game. It's cool to have really good games that are portable on the go. So if you like Mario Sunshine, you have it on the go now. If you like Mario Galaxy, you have that on the go now. And you have Mario 64 on there in case you get bored with both of those. And you can go back and start collecting Power Stars again like you did in Super Mario 64. And like I said, it was cool to see the three game soundtracks in one. It's kind of a nice little one-time thing for me. I haven't really gone back to it since I've tried it out, but you do see kind of Mario running along with the song from what he looked like on Super Mario Brothers with the NES while the song's playing. So there's small little stuff like that that's kind of cool. So it was cool to see them add the soundtracks for each game along with this package. I thought personally, even though they didn't really go in and re-render the graphics or anything, so unfortunately, if you're hoping for a Super Mario Sunshine that's like an HD rendering, they didn't do that this time. They didn't do that for Mario 64 either, and they didn't do that for Mario Galaxy. Even though Mario Galaxy kind of already looks amazing as it is, so I don't think they really would have needed to do that to begin with. I thought personally, they enhanced the sound a little bit, at least as far as I remember. Maybe I just had a bad television from back when I played these games. But for me personally, I thought Mario Sunshine sounded better than it did on the GameCube. Mario Galaxy sounded better than it did on the Wii. And obviously Mario 64 sounded better than it did on the Nintendo 64. So I thought the sound quality wise was definitely an improvement. So whether it did improve these or it's just really good sound quality on the Nintendo Switch when you're playing it in portable mode, I personally thought the sound quality was really well handled in this. And this is a very fun and addictive game. So if you really liked all three of these games whatsoever from back in the day, if you're new to these games, obviously you're really going to have a lot of fun. You're going to be introduced to these games. But it's a very fun and addictive game. So whether you liked Mario 64 the best, or Mario Galaxy the best, or maybe you did like Mario Sunshine the best, I think you'll have a lot of fun and it'll be really addictive to play like it is for me so far, being one of the owners of this game. Very fun and addictive game to play. Kind of good and bad. I would say good right now, bad later on. This is a limited time offer game, I guess, from Nintendo. I guess they said for the first 6 months, they'll release it like any other game. They'll make copies of it and things like that. But I guess after March of 2021, I think, they said they're not going to make any more copies of this. It'll be a collector's item at that point. So I would say if you want to get a copy of this game, I wouldn't wait super long. I would wait to get it now. Get it while it's $60. Do not wait until it's on Amazon or eBay or any of those sites for $120 or whatever it's going to be like a couple of years down the road. So this is a limited time offer game, so it's kind of a cool little thing to get right now while it's still in a reasonable price, a tag of $60 like any other Switch game. So kind of a cool little collector's thing to have right now if you have it now or want to get it now. But it will be a collector's item down the road. But for my negatives of Super Mario 3D All-Stars, some of the controls unfortunately did not translate very well to the Switch. The most infamous example of this is Super Mario Sunshine, which I've already mentioned was my least favorite of the three games here. There's times in the game where you have to have Mario stand still and have Mario run while shooting the water pack, and unfortunately neither one of those translated to the Switch very well. The stationary shoot from Mario with the water pack is now limited to a small R button rather than a big R button from the GameCube, and the running now is now on the bigger R button, which should have been for the stationary one, and I think that was definitely a goof on Nintendo's end. I would say, too, some of the controls in Super Mario 64 and in Galaxy kind of took me a while to get used to because I'm used to having the Z button for ground pounding in Mario 64, and I'm used to having the Wiimote kind of collecting the star bits for me in Galaxy, and now it's kind of limited down to just touching the screen on the Switch when you're playing in handheld mode, which kind of takes the fun out of that, unfortunately. Another negative I have with this game is this game only has 3 games in it. Super Mario All-Stars had at least 4 or 5 games in it. There was even a collector's edition where you had Super Mario World included with the other games from the Mario library at the time. So as far as a collection goes, it's really nothing too noteworthy as far as a variety of games go. You only get the 3 games. So unfortunately, for $60, you get 3 games that kind of have already been around already, and you only get 3 games. So another thing I thought Nintendo could have done better is they could have offered more special features besides the soundtracks. That's really all they added on top of the games in this package. I thought they could have done interviews. They could have done videos with gamers and the Nintendo community of how these games have kind of impacted everybody. Whether that meant Super Mario 64 kind of changed your life and introduced you to 3D games, or how frustrated you were, like I am, with Mario Sunshine, that the water pack kind of became a gimmick after a while, or how Super Mario Galaxy was very awesome at the time and how it really used the Wiimote to his advantage and things like that. Um, just something more than just 3 games and 3 soundtracks. And unfortunately, that's all that Super Mario 3D All Stars had to offer. I think something as simple as interviews with the game developers would have been more than enough for me. But unfortunately, it's just 3 games and 3 soundtracks in the game pack this time. And speaking of extra features too, it would have been nice to see something multiplayer related, whether it is Mario mini games like they did in Super Mario 64 DS, or just something. And unfortunately, there really isn't much of a multiplayer feature here besides collecting star bits for your first player in Mario Galaxy like it was on the Wii system. So I thought something multiplayer could have been more integrated this time around. It is a collection of games. You want to appeal to the widest variety of audiences you can. Something multiplayer I thought could have been incorporated here. And like I said, this is a limited time game, which is kind of stupid, I think. I don't really understand why Nintendo has the need to just offer this for 6 months and then just take it off the market and turn it into a collector's item. It'll be kind of nice for people who do own the game and kind of can brag that they have this really expensive game, but I think in the long run, it's just like if you have younger gamers that wanted to learn kind of what the older generations of Mario games were like, and if they buy their Switch 1 or 2 years from now, they're probably not going to be able to experience that. And so I don't really kind of understand the need to kind of make this a limited time offer game rather than to just make people hurry into the stores quicker and buy this game over the next 6 months. So overall, I'm going to give Super Mario 3D All Stars an 8.5 out of 10. I really like this game. Could have offered more features to it. I think there could have been more things about it that Nintendo could have done. Um, but I think it's really worth your money. I think if you like all 3 of these games and just want to have a portable way of on the go of playing these, not a bad way to go at all. So Super Mario 3D All Stars, 8.5 out of 10 for me. Make sure to get it before it's off the market.